God's ways will always lead us to a greater purpose. Yes. Jesus was nailed on the cross. And yes, people thought he had died. But that led him to a greater purpose, because on the third day he arose. And why we keep on speaking about him now is because he arose. If he had not risen, we wouldn't be here talking about him. The biggest thing that happened is he arose. The greatest thing happened to him. But it only happened to him when he had accepted to do God's will. You need to do God's will, irrespective of how hard it is. You need to do God's will. So let's go into reflection now. So when you face decisions in life, understanding God's will is not just about knowing what to do. It's about trusting His way. Yes, I need you to take yourself to Jerusalem during that time when Jesus knows I'm going to be nailed on the cross for all people to have salvation. And then you tell yourself, Father, because it's your will, may it be done. And you tell yourself, yeah, I'll die, but God says I will arise. That is very difficult. People will come and ask, are you sure you're all right? Are you sure this will happen after 3 days? Are you sure you will arise? Is that really honest? So, you need to trust God's ways. So Jesus trusted God's ways. He surrendered his own plans. Remember, Jesus was young, you know that? Yes. How old was he during that time? You are talking about 30s here, which is good. He was young. He was really young. And then you are told you're going to die, but after 3 days, don't worry, you will arise. And then you say, yes, God, I will do that. So that was difficult. So that was hard. But understanding God's will, it needs you to trust God. If you do not know God, you will not at all trust whatever He says you should do. Because if I don't know you, what makes me think if I do this thing, you will be with me? I will feel the pain, so I'm not trusting you, so I'm not doing it. So trust God, know God, trust Him. Surrender all your plans then. And saying like Jesus, Father, I may not understand it, but I choose your will because I know it is good. I know it is pleasing. I know it is perfect. That's what I always say as well. I sometimes come through difficult decisions in life. And then I'm only doing those things because I know if I don't, the elders will come and ask, so I need to do this. This needs to be done here, because they were listening when the Holy Spirit said, you know what, go to Iraq. They were listening. The elders will come, so I just have to say, yes, I'm going. But Father, you know what happens in Iraq. You know what happens. You know, you've actually sent me to the mosque in Iraq. But you know what happens, Father, I don't need to relate this because you know you are God. But what I'm just now going to do is, Father, I may not understand it. Why you said I should go, why you told the whole church, and the elders were there as well. But I choose your will because I just know it is good. Because you made Jesus arise, Father. So I'm just now going to go to Iraq. Father, I know your will is always pleasing. It is always perfect. Because yes, on the third day, Father, I know that Jesus arose. But Father, maybe he arose because he never sinned. Father, now you need to carry me through. I don't need to sin. I don't need to sin. I need to be the same as Jesus was doing. For me to be able to understand God's will. For me to be able to understand your will, Father. So that is Romans 4 verse 2. It's the one that says, Father, I may not understand it, but I choose your will because I know it is good, entities